Cleveland's preseason is around the corner. QB1 is still officially TBD. And Sheduer Sanders is standing smack in the middle of a quarterback room filled with tension, contracts, and egos. Yet somehow, he's the calmest one in the building. And while the media noise is reaching full volume, Sheduer's tuning it all out. He's not out here quoting receipts or clapping back on Twitter. No Instagram stories with Drake lyrics. No awkward subtweets. Just ball. He's doing exactly what you're supposed to do when the league gives you a fifth-round label. If you're into the real story and all the messy twists they don't show on highlight reels, go ahead and subscribe. And if you're sticking around to see how this Browns QB chaos plays out, you should definitely be subscribed. Turn it into firewood and set every expectation ablaze. And remember, this isn't some fairy tale rookie camp hype piece. We're talking about a quarterback who's already moved up the depth chart before he's even seen live NFL action. A kid who's handled a media circus, high-profile critics, and insane scrutiny without blinking. The last time the Browns had this kind of buzz around a quarterback, let's be honest, it didn't end well. And fans know it. They've been burned before. But what makes Sheduer different? He's not selling a dream. He's selling execution. Quiet excellence. Work ethic. Actual proof of progress. Let's talk about this locker room shift for a second. Because what's happening behind the scenes? That's what matters. Veterans aren't stupid. You can't fake leadership in an NFL huddle. You either have it or you don't. And Sheduer, he's got it. The way guys talk about him off camera, their body language around him, the respect they give him, it tells you everything you need to know. He walks like a starter. He speaks like a starter. And every day, he's making it harder for the Browns staff to pretend he isn't one. But here's the key moment coming up, that first preseason game. All the talking heads, the critics, the doubters, Cris included, will be watching that game like it's the Super Bowl. Every throw, every decision, every incompletion will be dissected like a final exam. And honestly, that's fine, because Sheduer lived for pressure. He thrived in college under one of the brightest spotlights a player can have, being Deion Sanders' son, with cameras and chaos everywhere. If you think a vanilla NFL preseason defense is going to rattle him after what he went through at Colorado, think again. But here's where this whole thing turns into poetic justice. Let's say he lights it up in that first preseason game. Let's say he goes 10-for-12, leads a touchdown drive, shows command, touch, and confidence. What then? Does Cris issue an apology? Does he go back on air and say, you know what, I got it wrong? Doubt it. But he'll definitely pivot. That's how this always goes. The moment the narrative flips, the backpedal begins. Well, maybe he just needed the right system. Maybe it was all about opportunity. Maybe I was just trying to motivate him. Please, this isn't about narratives anymore. This is about facts. Tape. Results. And if Sheduer delivers those on the field, there's no walking it back. Cleveland won't care what pick he was. They won't care what Carter said. They'll only care that, for the first time in years, they've got a quarterback who looks like he belongs. And you know what? That's the real threat to the status quo. It's not just that Sheduer could be good. It's that he could change the entire quarterback conversation league-wide. Because if he succeeds, it sends a message that a fifth-rounder with confidence, self-awareness, and real leadership skills can climb the ladder without waiting for permission, that you don't have to be quiet and submissive to be a coachable rookie, that you can speak with intention, play with fire, and still be the guy. And that's what the old guard, guys like Carter, really hate. Not because they're malicious, but because they come from a different world. A world where rookies stayed quiet and climbed the ladder the slow way. Where confidence got labeled cockiness, and anyone who stepped out of line got shut down fast. But this isn't that world anymore. This is the era of athletes who know their brand, know their value, and aren't afraid to own both. Sheduer Sanders isn't breaking the rules. He's rewriting them. And the Browns, whether they're ready or not, they're part of that story now. Let's also not ignore the impact this is having on the other quarterbacks in the room. Because Kenny Pickett, he hears the chatter. He sees the reps being split. He knows what it means when your team starts rotating the rookie in with the ones. It means your job is on the clock. It means you're one bad series away from holding a clipboard. And Dylan Gabriel? He was supposed to be the fun project pick, the guy with high upside. But now, he's suddenly fighting just to stay relevant, because there's a new alpha in the room, and he's not playing polite. Sheduer is not here to sit quietly and wait for next year. He's here to compete. And if someone doesn't grab the job soon, he's going to take it by default. And honestly, the Browns might be better off for it, because a hungry rookie with nothing to lose is a dangerous thing. And when that rookie also happens to be composed, coachable, and freakishly talented, you might just have a franchise quarterback on your hands. So let's not sugarcoat it. Cris Carter took a shot, and Sheduer Sanders didn't clap back. He didn't even flinch. He just kept throwing dimes in practice and letting the film do all the talking. And when week 1 comes, he might just be doing the same thing on Sundays. And if that happens, the Carter take becomes a punchline. Another example of how media voices love writing off young players before they've even had a chance to prove themselves. But Sheduer, he's not a talking point. He's a problem. And he's just getting started. So yeah, maybe Cris Carter regrets what he said. But you know who really might regret it? Every team that passed on him. Every exec that believed the draft day noise. Every coach that said he needed more seasoning. Because if the Browns have finally found their guy, if Sheduer Sanders turns into the player he looks like he could be, the entire league is about to feel the heat. And Carter? He's going to be sweating the hardest. So what do you think? Are we witnessing the birth of Cleveland's next QB era? Or is this just another preseason flash that fades under pressure? Drop your take in the comments. Tell us who you want starting week 1. And don't forget to subscribe if you're riding the Sheduer Sanders roller coaster with us. Because whether it's vindication or vengeance, it's going to be one hell of a season. And something tells me Sheduer is not here for your approval. He's here for your end zone. Let's ride. The first preseason game is here. The cameras are out. Twitter's already melting down. And every major sports outlet has some version of the same clickbait headline queued up. QB battle heats up in Cleveland. Can Sheduer Sanders shock the league? Spoiler alert, he doesn't just shock it. He unplugs and rewires the whole thing. Because when Sheduer trots out for his first preseason series, there's a buzz in the stadium you don't usually hear for a fifth-round rookie. Fans are standing. Chants are breaking out. There's legit energy in the building. And this isn't even a regular season game. Play 1, quick 3-step drop, ball out on time, 12-yard curl, first down. Play 2, read the defense, audible at the line, check down to running back, solid gain. Play 3, bootleg right, eyes downfield, hits the tight end on the move for another first. 3 plays, 1 message, I belong here. And the sidelines, they're responding. Coaches are nodding. Receivers are dapping him up. Even the veteran starters, guys who've been through a dozen of these QB battles, are watching a little closer now, because this isn't just rookie hype anymore. This is command. And somewhere in a studio across the country, Cris Carter is probably watching like, wait, that's the kid I said wasn't ready? Yeah, that kid just went 8-4, 9 with a touchdown on his first drive. But Sheduer doesn't celebrate, doesn't chest thump, doesn't soak it in. He jogs back to the sideline like he's done it 100 times before. Because in his mind, he has. See, that's the thing no one talked about with Sheduer, how mentally sharp he is. This isn't a quarterback who's winging it. He's not surviving off raw athleticism or college schemes. He's out here processing coverages in real time, changing protections, moving safeties with his eyes. He's playing veteran football in a rookie jersey. And now the media shift begins. The same analysts who said he'd be holding a clipboard all year are suddenly breaking down his throwing mechanics on SportsCenter. Every ESPN show starts the next morning with the same phrase. Let's talk about Sheduer Sanders. And the Browns? Oh, they've got a situation. Because what started as a development year just became a QB controversy they can't hide. Deshaun Watson is still technically QB1. But after a rusty first series and some questionable footwork, the crowd started turning. Fast. By the second quarter, chants of Sheduer are echoing to the stadium. It's not even subtle anymore. And you better believe that front offices around the league are watching in panic. Because if this kid really turns into something, every team that passed on him, especially in rounds 1 through 4, is about to have some very uncomfortable conversations in their scouting departments. And speaking of uncomfortable, the next day, Cris Carter goes live. And let me tell you, it is awkward. He starts hedging, starts saying things like, "Look, I always believed the kid had talent," which is hilarious because that's not what he said 3 weeks ago. But that's the game, right? Media loves building up, tearing down, and then pretending they were on board the whole time. But here's the thing. They don't control the narrative anymore. Sheduer does. And the fans? Oh, they're riding with him hard now. Every Brown subreddit is flooded with clips, memes, side by side to Sheduer, and the QBs Cleveland could have drafted instead. Browns fans, who endured more QB chaos than most franchises combined, are suddenly daring to hope again. But hope isn't what Sheduer is selling. He's selling certainty. Because in every press conference, every post-game moment, he keeps the same even tone. Doesn't hype himself up. Doesn't fall into traps. Just stays focused on what matters. Winning the job. And now it's clear he's not just gunning for QB1. He's expecting it. The second preseason game? Even better. More control. More deep shots. More chemistry with the first-team offense. By the third game, he's starting the second half with the ones. That's not rotation. That's audition. And guess what? He delivers again. Touchdown drive. 11-play series. 4 perfect third-down conversions. At this point, it's not even about development anymore. It's about momentum. Sheduer's got it. The city feels it. The players respect it. And the coaches? They're out of excuses. Because what do you do when your rookie quarterback is outplaying the veterans? What do you do when the guy who wasn't supposed to be ready looks like the only one actually ready? You stop delaying the inevitable. And that's when the whispers start leaking out of the building. Coaches are split. Sheduer has a real shot to start week 1. The QB room dynamic is shifting. And then finally, 3 days before final roster cuts, the notification hits your phone. Breaking. Kevin Stefanski says Browns have not ruled out starting Sheduer Sanders week 1. Translation? It's happening. Sheduer Sanders. 5th-round pick media punching bag. Coach's kid turned locker room leader. Is about to walk out of that tunnel under the lights in front of a sold-out Cleveland crowd as the Browns starting quarterback. And somewhere in a corner of NFL Twitter, Cris Carter's going to hit send tweet on something like, "Always knew he had that dog in him." Too late, my guy. The receipts are archived. This isn't your narrative anymore. It's Sheduer's. And he's about to write it on the field, one throw at a time. You could feel it in the air the moment he stepped onto the field. Not just buzz, electricity. This wasn't just another debut. This was a statement. Sheduer Sanders, 5th-round pick, coach's kid. The same rookie Cris Carter said wouldn't even sniff the starting job. Yeah, he's walking out of that tunnel in front of 67,000 fans at home as QB1. Not because the Browns ran out of options, but because week after week he became the option. Let's rewind for 1 second to how we got here. Training camp? Dominated. Preseason? Composed, calculated, consistent. He made the throws, earned the trust, took the heat, never blinked. And now, here he is, trotting onto the field with the kind of poise you expect from someone who's been in the league for years. Not a guy making his first ever NFL start. The opponent? The Cincinnati Bengals. Division rival. Super Bowl contender. Joe Burrow on the other sideline. It's a baptism by fire, no soft landings. And the pressure? It's dialed up to 11. But Sheduer? He doesn't flinch. First drive, 75 yards. No mistakes. 5 completions in a row, including a dart down the sideline that silences every critic in the building. And when he caps it off with a rollout touchdown pass to Amari Cooper, the stadium explodes. Not just because it's a score, because it's a moment. This isn't preseason. This isn't potential. This is performance. Cris Carter? You could hear the regret in his voice on the pregame show. Suddenly, he's excited to see how Sheduer does. Suddenly, it's all love. Funny how fast the script flips when reality hits. And let's be real, it only got worse for the doubters from there. Because Sheduer didn't just survive that game, he controlled it. Clock management? On point. Reads? Lightning fast. Pocket presence? Veteran level. By halftime, he's 14 of 18 with 2 touchdowns, no picks, and a quarterback rating through the roof. Burrow looks rattled. The Browns are up, and the city of Cleveland? They are fully, completely bought in. You could feel the shift. This isn't just, we hope this works out. This is, we just found our guy. And the broadcast is eating it up. Suddenly, every network has a Sheduer highlight reel. Every sideline reporter's talking about his work ethic, his calm, his swagger. And sure, it's a little bandwagon why. But when a fifth-round rookie walks into the fire and doesn't melt, you earn the hype. And then came the second half. This is usually where rookies tighten up, where the moment gets too big, where the wheels can wobble. Not for Sheduer. Third quarter, 3rd and 10, Bengals blitz. He stands in. Pressure coming off the edge. He doesn't scramble, he climbs. Steps up into the chaos and drops a perfect strike over the middle for 22 yards. The kind of play that tells you, this isn't luck. This is real. And now you can feel it. The Browns sideline, they're different. Players are bouncing. Helmets are smacking. Veterans are walking up to him between plays with that look, the one that says, we've got a QB now. Even the defense is feeding off him. Myles Garrett, flying off the edge. Denzel Ward, jumping routes. It's like the whole team's chemistry shifted overnight. And the fans, they're losing their minds. Every throw is a celebration. Every first down a mini earthquake. It's not just about the plays, it's about the belief. The belief that, for the first time in years, they're building around the right guy. By the fourth quarter, Cleveland is up 27-17. The Bengals are threatening. And here comes a moment, the one every young quarterback faces. Can you close? Can you ice it? 3rd and 6, 3 minutes left. The Bengals bring heat again. Sheduer? He coolly checks into a slant and go. Receiver bites inside, corner slips, and boom, touchdown. Ball game. Final stat line, 23 of 28, 284 yards. 3 touchdowns, 0 picks. Passer rating, elite, debut grade. Franchise quarterback material. And just like that, the Browns are 1-0. And Sheduer Sanders? He just made history. The first rookie QB in Browns history to throw 3 TDs in his debut. The first fifth-round rookie QB to win his first start over a former number 1 pick in 20-plus years. And the first time in decades Browns fans felt like the quarterback position wasn't cursed. Let that sink in. He walked into one of the most dysfunctional QB rooms in football history and brought order. And now, the narrative has flipped. Remember the not ready takes? That he's just Deion's son slander? Those people are dead quiet now. Because you can't argue with results. And the locker room? They're all in. Post-game interviews are basically love letters. Cooper saying he's special. Garrett calling him unshakable. Stefanski using words like leadership and command. It's not just hype anymore. It's a movement. And the city? They've crowned him. Sheduer Sanders jerseys are already sold out. Downtown Cleveland, packed with fans in white headbands and number 14 shirts. Talk radio is calling this the new era. And for once, it doesn't feel forced. Because this isn't just about the win. It's about what it represents. It's a shift in identity. The Browns are no longer the laughingstock with QB roulette. They're the team with a rookie assassin who just dismantled a Super Bowl contender.